So last night we did a Penguin finale review over on the podcast Hopsgeek News that I do with Lauren, and we were just kind of talking about the shocking things that happened this season. I've seen a lot of people talk about how Penguin was almost too sympathetic, right? Uh, Dude, absolutely not the case. I think that's a testament to the writing team that they had for just the fact that you thought Oz was going to be a good person in the end. You were rooting for him at times, right? I mean, Sophia, you were rooting for her, and they both were just very flawed products of their environment. I mean, except for Oz was kind of a psychopath. He killed his brothers. Spoiler alert, obviously. And then when he kills Vic, Vic is somebody who you kind of knew he was going to die. I knew for a fact he was going to die, but when it actually happened, I don't think any of us really thought like, oh, this is actually happening. It's actually happening. Again, as I get ready to go run here, it was just a testament to the amazing. It kind of, Sopranos, which I've never really seen, but a lot of people are comparing it to that. I kind of compare it to like early Game of Thrones, where they weren't afraid to kill off characters that you loved unexpectedly. I mean, you had inklings that, yeah, maybe this person might die, but the fact that they actually did it in like a brutal fashion. I mean, he chokes him out right there. My hopium is that he's not actually dead. He's gonna somehow come back, right? But come on, Oz kind of had to do it. He has mom issues. He has mom issues in the comic book. Like, he's a very flawed person in the comics because he was always made fun of his whole life. His parents hated him. Everybody hated him. And he's somebody like, that's again, he just was able to talk his way out of just about anything. Everybody knows he's a liar. Colin Farrell knocked it out of the park in regards to that. And I thought the world building they're doing with Matt Reeves, and this makes me really think that we're going to get a Court of Owls film. Now, the reason why I think Court of Owls is because it makes the most sense, right? The Batman 1 focused on corruption. That was like the theme of the Batman 1. Corruption was the whole theme of everything with the orphanage. And in 2, there's the corruption going on in the courtroom where Oz is basically blackmailing the councilman into becoming mayor, but the curtains are shaped as owls, as people have pointed out. Good Easter egg there. And so you're just kind of sitting there like, oh, damn. And it would make a lot of sense in this world, right? The Court of Owls is the one pulling the strings behind the scenes this whole time. And it would make sense for this Batman to be going up against them in like the third movie, maybe even introduce him in the next movie as like that villain behind the scenes, really test his resolve and create this mythos of the Batman, because you don't really get to see, he's not like this all fearsome person to the big time criminals of Gotham yet, right? In this universe. And so if you go ahead and you make him that big time criminal in this universe, or symbol that everybody fears, then I think the Court of Owls is like, hey, you defeated them, you brought them down, now everybody is on notice. You don't need to use the Joker. I know Barry Keoghan, he's in jail doing his thing. We don't need him. You don't need him to make it big. Penguin's already going to be in the trilogy. He's got 5 or 6 scenes in the next movie. He's going to be signed on for the third one. They are talking about maybe a season 2. I think the next thing we logically get is Catwoman, right? Because Sophia is her half sister, which is something that obviously we all knew because we saw the Batman, if you did, but it's something we all forgot. So when they revealed that, we're just like, duh, but oh, what? So that's really exciting. I think we're going to get a solo kind of show of Catwoman and maybe explore some of that some more, hopefully. But overall, man, this just absolute perfection from a writing standpoint. The actors crushed it. This is going to win so many Emmys. And really, this captures that Penguin Oz is this just character that, he's not a good guy, and that's the point that like we all forgot watching this show, is he's a bad guy. But that's my thoughts on the show, man. It's so damn good, so good. I highly recommend checking out some Batman comics. I highly recommend checking out Batman 0 Year, because the Riddler essentially destroys Gotham City and is taking over factions of gangs, kind of like what happened here. Gotham got flooded, and then Crown Point, you have the Penguin kind of loosely starting to take over and things like that. And so Batman has to work and kind of take over Gotham again to clear it out from these guys. And that's pretty much what 0 Year, the comic, is. So I highly recommend reading that if you're really into the Matt Reeves universe.